I'm currently recording this class. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, from anywhere you're joining. All right, my name is Daniel Ibikule, like she has actually introduced. So I'm so excited to actually getting to do this with us. So it is really, really an wholesome moment for me, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it and also going to get value um, for the reason you're here. Yes. So it's going to worth it. So thank you once again, everybody. And for those of us that have not introduced ourselves, I would like to definitely get to know us. So even if you're not coming up to speak, I'm sure you can easily drop your name and your expectations and all. So thank you once again for that. It is really, really appreciated. So we are going to make this very interactive. It is not just going to be me. Yes, there is something you're here to learn, you're here to get, right? But it has to be an interactive class. And at the same time, when you have your questions, you can put them down, right? Or probably just raise up your hand and then I can bring you on board and we'll resolve it. So thank you so much once again. And we are going to be getting started. So if you're excited, can I just see your emojis, your favorite emojis, if you're excited to get into this? Let's make this lively. We have to be very, very lively on this. Let me see your emojis if you're ready, guys. Yeah. Madam Macy, I see you. Where's David? Roots. Okay, awesome, 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 great. So, first thing first, we all know what AI is. Yes, maybe you're sure, maybe you're not sure, but I'm sure that practically everybody here has heard about AI. You know what AI is. So people probably do not know the full meaning, artificial intelligence, right? So, but AI is everywhere. And the real truth is that I'm very, very sure that there is no way you have not used AI before, right? Okay, okay, awesome. Okay, that's pretty much cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so I want to believe you can actually see my face very well. All right. So permit me if I'm looking up because I'm actually using my big screen, so I might be putting my eye up a bit. So I think this is quite fine, right? All right, so I'm sure everybody must have heard about AI, this, AI, that, AI for content writing, for generating images, and doing a whole lot of stuff. In fact, there is almost no application that you're going to find without AI integration. That is just the real truth. And I know that you must have been using this in your various departments where you work, probably outside content creation now, right? But one way or the other, you must have been using AI. It must have been integrated into any system or platform you are using. Do you understand? So, and this is very simple. AI is artificial intelligence, like I said earlier, and it actually has the ability of machines or software to perform tasks that normally like require human thinking. AI cannot work without human, and AI cannot take anybody's job. I'm sure you must have heard of this. So I'm giving you that reassurance again, right? So the thing there is that you need to make sure that you are updated so that you are not outdated and AI does not sweep you off the market. So if you are updated, you're following the trends, making sure that yes, you yourself, nobody can put you behind as long as AI is involved. That is actually the main core area here. So, and the real thing is that it is going to take, in fact, it is taking the whole industry already. Yes, AI is taking the whole industry in maybe finance, health, just in the sector. So it has been customized. Every aspect of AI has been customized, right, for all of these sections and industries. So um, examples of some of those things you can use or aspects you can use AI to to work. Maybe in terms of you can actually use it to write content, to generate images, creating videos, analyzing data, and also automating tasks, right? Also automating tasks to write codes. Also, in fact, quite a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to mention, few here, right? So, and another important thing is that we'll be focusing more on posts, right? On images, videos. Our top priority is creating video content with AI. Yes, but there is no way we are just going to jump into the video content. We are definitely going to pick it from scratch, and that is what we are doing right now. So I'm also going to be opening our eyes to some tools. Now, there's something I want you to also take note of, that there are a lot of AI tools, and the real truth is that you cannot make use of all of these tools. Do you understand? You cannot make use of all of these tools, right? Especially when it comes to the model like ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok. Uh, there is Grok. Okay, I think there is Cloud, right? Maybe Cloud or Cloudy. I don't know which of the pronunciations that you use, right? So these are like the top rated right now. These are the top rated. There are so many other AI models. So when you hear people talk about models, AI models, AI models, they are actually talking about those platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, right, and the rest of it like that. So, and in this class, I'm going to be focusing more on ChatGPT, right, Grok, Gemini, and Clean AI. So that is 4 tools. Okay, then Whisk, that's 5. ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Whisk, and Clean AI, right? So now you can't, like I said earlier, you can't use all the old tools. So, and each of these tools have their strong points. Do you understand? Each of these tools actually do have their strong points. Yes, like ChatGPT is so good for research, depending on how you can use it, right? In fact, it boils down to all of this too. It depends on how you can use it. But at the same time, they all have their strong point. ChatGPT is so good for research, for writing scripts, for image generation and consistency. I hear some people, tell me that ChatGPT is not so good for consistency, like in terms of image generation or scenes generation when it comes to story writing. But no, I disagree. I strongly disagree, right? And there is something about me personally. I don't know if that is how you also see it. Whenever I'm using a tool, even before now, when it comes before AI, I usually tell my students, maybe in the digital marketing class, when we are even talking about SEO tools and all of those stuff, there is something I used to mention, which is it is not about the tools. It is actually about how you use it, how far you understood that particular tool, or how far you understood the platform. Do you get it? So, and that is why a lot of people tend to have issues and they feel like they don't get the most out of the platforms they are using, even when they subscribe to the free versions, right? And yes, ChatGPT right now, I'm actually using a pro version, but before I use the pro version, I have been using the free version for a very long time. And the major reason why I'm even using the pro version is because of the large base of clients I work with, right? Large base of clients I work with, and I'm always exhausting the free version very fast. In fact, within few hours, right? I mean, within few minutes. So, but I can tell you for sure that all the platforms you're going to be using here, you are going for your startup, you're going to be using them for free. And then I would also be unveiling some ways you can get discounted, pro versions. Yes. Also, So yeah, you will actually be paying in full, right? But when we get to that stage, we'll proceed. So, like I said, we're going to be using ChatGPT, Grok, Cloud, um, Clean AI, Gemini. So for today's class, what we have on our outline is, I'm sure we must have shared that outline on the group also, right? So what we have on our outline is learning what AI is, how it supports content and business, and setting up your tools. Then we have a practical to work on, which is generating content ideas. So I'm going to be working strictly with our content outline so that we do not deviate too much, right? So I have explained briefly what AI is and how it can also support your content is in terms of writing, maybe copies, sales copy, writing scripts, right? And writing story, you can write your story before turning them into scripts. So whichever way, right? And then after turning them into your stories or into your script, you can start generating the scenes. So there are a lot of processes that are involved, right? So you can generate your scenes, and from there you can even start generating the prompt to convert it to the video. So it's going to be an interesting journey. So permit me, I'll be doing quite a lot of talking, but from day 2, I won't be doing any talking. So you know that we are in Nigeria. We're in Nigeria, so permit me, I'm going to turn off my camera right now. But that does not stop us. So yeah, that's that. And another thing also that your AI can do, I mean your ChatGPT can do for you, or every other tools, aside from Clean AI, right? Every other tools that I mentioned can help you analyze data. Yes. But for me, honestly, I can beat my chest 100%, 101% that ChatGPT is giving me so much results. Like, a lot of people now is moving to cloud because cloud now is like taking the whole space. So though truly on cloud, you can do more than ChatGPT. What can you do more on cloud is you can even build, you can actually build a website, right? Though you can do that on ChatGPT, that is where you need to generate the code, right? But for cloudy, without you copying or carrying the code to VBox, or what's this, the coding applications, you can easily view the back end. Like you can view the interface. You can actually view the interface of what you've generated, of the website you've generated. So I'm going to show you an example of what I'm actually saying now, because I created one just yesterday. Yes, I created one just yesterday. So I'm sure you can see my screen. All right, guys, can you see my screen? Okay, so I want to believe you can see my screen. Awesome. So now you can see what you actually what you can find on your screen right now. It was just like a landing page that I generated from cloud, right? So, and this is not clickable, but this is just an interface. It has given me a roadmap of what I can design as a web designer. So it is just for me to just copy all the whole code now and go and edit it properly, and then I can launch it. It becomes very active. So this is something that Cloudy is doing more. There is more actually, because you can even edit video from Cloudy, but bet you will need to subscribe to the pro version to do so much like that. Yes, you need to subscribe to the pro version to do so much. But let's come back to our main section here. So what we'll be working on for a start is creating content idea, generating content idea with ChatGPT. Now, before we can even say we want to generate the content idea, we need to have a product that we are working with or we want to work with. Do you understand? We need to have a product that we want to work with. So, and for the sake of this class and the whole journey, right, I'm going to be working with a Zobo. I hope you get that. I'm going to be working with what? A Zobo. unbranded product. Yes, unbranded Zobo. So we are going to do quite some, some stuff before getting deep into the whole space. So what I need you to do first is, before you get to use any AI model, maybe for research, maybe for image generation, maybe for video, but before you actually get to video anyway, your AI model must have understand what you do. So, but basically, before you start doing anything too serious, too deep, ensure that you educate the AI model you are using. So by introducing maybe the product, or probably it's the brand, right? You need to educate your AI model with whatever you are trying to work on, like a detailed information. So when you are providing a detailed information to an AI model, it helps you understand what you are doing better. And by the time it gives you response, it does not just give you any kind of response. Do you understand? So it gives you what really aligns, even if it is not 100% aligning, but at least it gets you close to 70-80%. And I can even tell you for free that if you really understand how to put informations together, you will get 100% results from AI. Yes. So it's all based on you providing information and based on you sending in prompts. So which is very, very, very important. So like I said, we are going to be creating content ideas, and before we can create a content idea, there is something that we need to do, right? We need to create a product prompt or a business prompt that will help us educate ChatGPT on what we are working on, the kind of product we want to create. Do you understand? So don't forget, what one of the majorly is create a content idea, right? That is what we want to do majorly. So I already have a prompt which I pasted here. Don't worry, you'll be getting the prompt after the class. Yes, you'll be getting the prompt after the class. So I'm going to copy the prompt and then we paste it in our chat GPT, since we are working on a Zobo product, right? So I have pasted the prompt on a new chat entirely. You can see I have a lot of history, chat history here. So I am creating a particular new chat for this class, right? And I'm going to maintain this this particular chat throughout the whole class process, so that it understands every bit of information that we have created. So now this prompt says what? I want you to act as a business strategist, marketing expert, and brand builder. I'm introducing a new product, right? So I'll just take this business slash off and space this properly, because it's a prompt format, so I have to edit it to suit what I am selling or what I want to sell. So even when you get this prompt after the class, you need to make sure that by the time you're using it, you are editing it to suit your product or to suit your brand. I'm sure this is clear. So, and it says, let's quickly run through this together. I'm introducing a new product and I want you to fully understand it before giving any recommendation. And here are the details. The product or brand or business name is Zobo Fresh. And I put in brackets, you can suggest a better name if needed. Now, if you suggest a better name, I need to make a research if that name has not been used, right? So, which is very important. I'm sure you should know this. So the product type, natural beverage, right? And then the target audience, young adults, working professionals, health conscious individuals, and everyday consumers. So you can see I also stated the problem the product is going to solve, right? And then the unique selling point, it is freshly made. There is no any preservative that is being added. Do you understand? So then the price range, no specific price. This is just affordable to mid-range, right? So, and then the location for the market is Nigeria, right? So, and now what are the tasks that I want to send to ChatGPT or to AI. So the chat are listed down. I mean, the tasks are listed down here. Break down the product clearly, identify real value and positioning, define the ideal customer profile, suggest how the brand should be positioned in the market, give three strong brand angles, blah, 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 suggest content directions for growth, highlight possible weaknesses of this, and all. So now, this is me like, okay, feeding ChatGPT, and we are expecting a feedback. Now, there is another thing I want you to know. If you are not using this prompt, or it is best that you use this prompt, right? That's for the first time. Use the prompt for the first time. Or if you are not using the prompt, you already have your business profile. Do you understand? If you already have your business profile in a PDF, you can easily upload the business profile. Do you understand? You attach photos or files. So when you upload the business profile, then you can just type like an additional prompt that says, understand this document. So when you prompt to understand the document, it takes the document in and gives you back a summary of what that document contains, right? So, and after that, it's going to give you like, it's going to recommend the next step that you need to take. So it is very important that when you are prompting, you are very intentional. Please don't just prompt or send a message because you want to get a fast response. I can bet you if you just do that, you are going to be getting zero or irrelevant response, honestly. So, but if you are using this prompt, pretty much good, right? This provides the basic information of a brand or product. So let's go ahead to send this prompt. So we wait while it is working to, give us our feedback. So you can see all of this.
Daniel, somebody raised their hand.
Okay,
Sorry,
pretty
can you
much.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. All right, you can unmute your mic. Let's hear from you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, very well, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I asked a question. I dropped a question at the group chat, but I didn't get any response. But then, um, let me. I also think I think we are almost doing the same thing that
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, in regards to the question I asked. So let me see if I can. Yeah,
Okay.
so my question now is, this prompt that you imputed,
Yeah.
because the previous question I asked was about prompting.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
yeah, exactly. This prompt that you imputed, like how were you able to generate the prompt? Are you the one that just gathered the idea yourself and you were busy typing it in, or you asked AI to give you suggestions, then you can use that suggestions to generate prompt. Like how were you able to come up with all this write-up that you
Mm-hmm.
imputed on ChatGPT?
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for that question. Though originally I was, still coming back there, right? But that's pretty much good. So now the view truth there, and which most people will not tell you, is the fact that ChatGPT itself will give you that prompt. I'm sure we all get it clear now. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to, come back deep into that. Please remind me before the end of the class. Do you get it? So if I should get into that now, we might be, deviating. Yet it has to do with some kind of you putting yourself. In fact, it's beyond typing. Do you get? So I'm going to bring that at the end of the class. So I'm sure that will be good. So please just make sure you remind me. Thank you for that.
Okay. 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 One more thing, please. It's not a question. It's more like a suggestion. Um, you know, it I didn't really introduce myself. Sorry about that. But in regards to my expectation, it is one of the core reasons why I joined the class. Actually, it's one of the core reasons why I joined the class. How to generate those prompts. That was why I asked the question initially. So if you can actually, create, I'm not saying that you should maybe create a separate class. I think you can actually, maybe one of the days when you've actually gone at some point, you will just, one of the days, you will just bring out time and then, teach us very well how to go about that, because I think it's quite important, because without that, we can't actually, get the full potential out of this. That's what I think personally, but
Okay.
so that's just a question. Thank you.
Great. I understand that, and thank you for bringing that up. So, and the real truth is that there is no way in each class that we are going to make use of a prompt that we are not going to tell you how to get that prompt. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
Yes, there
Okay.
are things that are existing. You don't need to crack your head or anything. Don't worry, sir. So just follow
No
up,
problem.
right? And for sure,
All
the prompts we are using would also be piled up in a document to send, so you can easily edit to suit whatever you are doing. But originally, we are going to tell you how to generate it. So it's not just typing; it has to do with, okay, it's a very simple thing. It actually has to do with using the voice feature here. You can see my mouse,
right.
right?
Okay.
Yes, that has to do with using the voice feature where you can express yourself. In fact, in
Okay.
any language. So, and then you ask, it is what you ask after giving, the necessary information that would help ChatGPT to provide you the solution that you want.
Okay. Okay.
So, for me to give you an example, we'll come back into that by the end of the
No
class for
problem.
sure.
No problem.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome, sir. So, let's get back into this. So now ChatGPT has understood the product or the brand that we are working on, right? And it has given us the whole summary and the breakdown. So you can see this is even in depth, not even a summary. So if you are looking at this, the audience, the ideal customer profile, the audience, detailed audience targeting. Even if I want to run a campaign now, it is easy for me to just feature out the whole audience something from here. So um, let's go ahead to the extreme end, because now if we say we should be reading all of this, it will take us a whole lot of time. So one thing that I want you to know is whenever you are prompting on ChatGPT and it gives you a response, just copy everything into a document. You can create a Google Doc, right? So when you copy that into a Word document, because probably you might want to come back to this, but for me, I do not copy it. So it is very easy for me to make reference to what ChatGPT has given to me before, but not everybody can actually do that. So I would, you know, like advise that you can just copy. So let's copy all of this, right? So you can see the information that it gave back to us was really, really, really detailed. Do you get it? Was really, really, really detailed. So, yeah. So it is even asking to put this in a document, but I'm just going to copy. So I've created a document on my system here, which I have done that now. So now, what next do we want to do? They understand the products, they've given us target audience and everything. Now we need the picture of the product, because what we want to work on now is the branding. Do you understand? What we want to work on now is the branding. I can easily ask ChatGPT to give me the product image. But before we now generate the real actual product, we want to generate at least maybe the logo, from the logo to the label and down to the product, right? So, and this is meant to be for day two. Actually, originally this is meant to be for day two. So I will not go into it. So now that we have all of this information, what we need right now is the content idea. Yes, what we need right now is the content idea. So it is very easy to say, okay, this is good. So just give me a 14 days content idea. Okay, sorry. Give me a content idea. comma, and then the content pillars, and a 14 days content calendar mixed with uh, product image, graphics, and commercial product video. So now, what I'm asking for, you can see on this at this point, I don't really need a large prompt because it understood everything we are working on already. So here is just for us to request for a content idea. So when it gives us a content idea, then we need a content pillar. Then before we now say we want to create a content calendar, which will follow next. So the reason why you are doing this, you are seeing yourself as maybe a social media manager, or maybe a brand strategist, or a marketing manager for, I don't know, but you understand what it is. So you have to put yourself in this position. So we need to understand the product working. So we are actually seeing this as working from scratch on a scratch product, right? That you want to build a presence for, or you want to build a branding for. So, and that is why we need it. So if you are going to be creating, especially for social media managers, or I don't know if there's anybody in that space, or digital marketers, or content creators. Yes, we have content creators. In fact, all of us here, we are content creators. So we so much need this. Do you understand? We so much need this. So this is the next thing for you to do. Once you give out these prompts, then you can send, and let's see what it gives to us. So what you need: clear content pillars, high performing content ideas, a structured 14-day calendar. Yeah, it's good. So now let's look at this. This is our content pillar. So what do we mean by content pillar? So the content pillar has to do with the fact, how do I put it, like a guide where you want to drive content out for. Maybe educative content, maybe a sales content. How do I put it again? Those are those two major. Then testimonials. So these are like this can be your content pillars. So under these content pillars, you can have more areas to branch in where you can just create content from. So there are more than that actually. So we have for Zobo now. For this Zobo, we have craving and product desire. Okay. We have natural and healthy positioning to build trust. So this is like educating your customers on the product that you sell. So this tends to be an educative content type. So then lifestyle integration, okay, office scenes, after work. So these are content ideas that you can develop on, right? Social proof. I mentioned testimonial earlier, right? So this is the same as having social proof. So another one is brand authority and quality. So this could be an aspect of having a particular small script, connecting to your product, right? Trying to sell that particular product. You're not selling the branding, but the quality of what it is. So then okay, it is more broken down in this format. So now when we have all of this, the final place we are going to is the content calendar. If you ask ChatGPT to just give you a content calendar, it will give you a content calendar, right? But it will not really be how do I put it? It won't really put it together very well. So it might just pick randomly. But when we go through these content pillars and the content ideas, okay, where we can create content for, I can ask ChatGPT to narrow down, okay, maybe my first week content, my first 7 days content should be focused within office scenes, or probably just with the gym and then office scene. So there are so many ways you can work around it. And then also you have to also communicate with whoever you're working with, maybe the brand owner or the other team that are on board. It depends on where everybody's idea or perspective is coming from, or the strategy you're working on to build your content, right? So I'm not just teaching you now to prompt and just get result, but I'm trying to connect to the business line of it also. So see it from that angle. So once we have all of this, right, the bottom line is we have our content calendar. It is our content calendar that will guide us on the kind of content we want to create. Do you understand? It is our content calendar that will guide us on the type of content that we want to create. Day one is video. Of course, we are not creating video now. So what I'm going to do is um, I'm going to send another prompt to reshuffle the content calendar. Do you understand? To reshuffle the content calendar. So that video should be falling on day 3. Do you get it? Yes, it should be falling more from anything for a video should be falling more on day 3. So yeah, I really want to follow the content calendar. So that would help us quite well. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm not typing the prompt this time around. Now, we can all pay attention. I'll be using the voice feature. So in the voice feature, don't mind whatever I'm saying. I'm just trying to express myself because it might be crazy. Permit me to use that word. So that was why I said earlier that by the end of the class, we'll come back to how you can generate your prompt. Do you understand? So let's use the voice feature. Okay, hi ChatGPT. Now we already have the content calendar and it is pretty much okay, but this is what I want you to do for me. I need every video format of the content on the calendar should be from day 6 downward. Now let's focus on graphics content or product image content for day 1, between day 1, day 2, day 3 to day 5. So let's once you click on that mark, whatever you say will be what transcribed. Do you get it? Will be transcribed into text. Once it's transcribed, you can probably add if you want to, right? But if it's quite okay, then you can just send. Do you understand? So the bottom line of this audio feature is it makes you express yourself so much, right? It makes you express yourself so much. So this is the whole thing now. So what I'm going to do, I wanted to put it in table. So now put the contents calendar in a table. Okay, so let's send in that. So can you see what is happening here, everyone? I'm sure you can see this, right? So this will help you organize things and understand what you are working on easily. Do you get it? So the next thing you want to do now, you can copy the content idea and the pillar, but I don't need to copy that out again to a document. So what I'm just going to copy out is what my 14 days content calendar. That is all I'm going to copy out, and I'll paste it on my Google document or the Word app, I mean Office app that I'm using. Sorry, I'm trying to copy. Okay. All right, so all right, good, we are there. So you can see what I have done here. So you can ignore all of this. This is just a final guide, so blah blah blah. But this is what we need, right? So day 1. So day 1 says what? Product image, right? That's the content type. Then the concept says what? Hero launch post. The creative direction says clean bottle or white or dark luxury background, condensation. Okay. The hook / text on design says what? Meet your new favorite drink. And the caption says what? This is not just Zobo. This is refreshment upgraded. Welcome to Zobo Fresh. Now, you see, you might be feeling like, what is this? What is this? Let's copy this, right? Let's copy the day 1 content. I've copied the day 1 content, and let's say something. Okay, pretty good. Now let's work on the one content, right? I do this and I paste the one content here. Then we send. Do you understand? So objective, concept, title, blah, 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 it analyzes it. Now, do you know why it is giving us all of this long journey stuff, right? It is giving us all of this long journey, whatever. It is because we do not have a product image yet. Do you understand? And also, it is giving us a design balance, how we can position all of those things. For a starter, yes, but we do not need it. So it is only going to stress us, right? Now, what I want you to take note is if you're a social media manager, you might want to pay attention to this, to the caption. Do you understand? You probably want to pay attention to the caption, but we can do better than what we are having here. So all of this story now, we do not need it. How do we come up with our product image? That is the next question coming to our head, and I'm sure that is what you're also thinking. So, okay, ChatGPT, I want you to give me a prompt that would help me to generate a 50 cl product image for Zobo on a plain white background. Right? Yes, let's do this. Okay. So, are you seeing these guys? So, this is a master prompt. This is an enhanced version of the prompt, right? So, if there are anything else I need to add, right, where maybe there are other applications I want to use to generate the image. You know that some of us now, we might be using Gemini. I'm going to open Gemini also here. So I'm going to show you the two. We'll generate the first image here with ChatGPT, and we'll use the same prompt to generate another image using Gemini, right? So, and if you're on your PC or maybe on your mobile device, you can just go to chatgpt.com. You can create a free account, sign in with your Google Gmail automatically. Do you understand? It's kind of easier. So you can easily sign in automatically, and the same thing applicable to your Gemini too. Shay, please kindly help me drop the ChatGPT link and also the Gemini link, should in case, yeah, we need that. Thank you. So now we have our prompt to generate the Zobo product, right? Product image. So this is what we are going to do. On a norm, I would ask it to give me a more deeper or enhanced version, in-depth version of the prompt. But since it's not like maybe I have a product image or anything, so we just want to generate the product image, we are just going to use this exact prompt. So what I'm doing here is I'm copying the prompt and I'm pasting it here. Now, if you are copying a prompt and pasting here, yes, if you send this, it will start to generate the image. But there is something you need to do. You can see the plus here, and you can see this. It says what? Create image. So it will switch the model of your research history, whatever, and switch it to the image generation mode. So if I did not do this, if I send the prompt, it might give me the image straight. And it might not give me that image straight and start giving me another breakdown that maybe I should tweak it, I should do this, I should do that. And at times that can be frustrating. So if you really know you want to generate an image while you're working, on a project, come to your plus, then you see the create image. You can see the create image. When you click on it, it will automatically switch to the image mode. If you're looking to work on a deep research, you can easily just switch into any of these features. Do you understand? So it depends on what you're working on. But for image creation, this is what we are working with. Okay, so we've copy pasted the prompt, and then we send the prompt. Let's sit and look at what's going to happen. It's creating the image. Now let's come to Gemini. So I'm sure you can see my screen switch. So this is Gemini, and don't forget that Gemini here is a new model, like a different model, and we do not have any history of of the product or anything. So what we need to do is let me quickly come back to let's quickly come back to ChatGPT so that we can copy that prompt, the same prompt we used. Do you understand? The same prompt we used. Let's copy the prompt. Let's copy the prompt and then come back to Gemini and let's paste the prompt here. Do you understand? So when we paste the prompt, this also understands everything we are doing. And now let's pick the image prompt back. You know, we don't need all of those, what was it called? We don't need all of those content calendar, ideal customer, blah, blah, blah again. Though if you want to do for comparison, you can copy and check. But what we need here is, put the prompt here and then click on tools. Like what I said earlier on ChatGPT, you click on tools here and then say create image. You understand? So it will switch to the image mode. It's very important, please. So you enter. Let's see what it creates for us. So this one is still creating. Let's come back to ChatGPT. ChatGPT has finished creating its own product. So now, don't forget that we do not have a logo. We've not even created a label. But what? Because of the prompt says what? A hyper-realistic 50 cl bottled, right? Okay. Deep rich red liquid inside. Let's see what made it. Okay. With the brand name Zobo Fresh, minimal and premium packaging, blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. That is why it's just added a branding element by itself. But now we don't want a branding element. I want it unbranded. Do you get? I want the Zobo bottle or the product unbranded. So let's get an unbranded product. Okay, we're getting there. So can you see this now, guys? So here we have an unbranded product, right? And then let's check for Gemini. Can you even see that Gemini did a more in-depth branding compared to ChatGPT? So are you seeing this? So it actually did a more in-depth branding compared to ChatGPT, right? But I kind of prefer the one I'm getting from ChatGPT anyway. Yes, I kind of prefer the one I'm getting from ChatGPT. So you can see this now. So what do we do next? We want to quickly create a small logo, right? We want to quickly create a small logo. All right, ChatGPT, just give me a very simple logo that stands out. I want it premium and luxury, right? With Zobo Fresh, and just give me Jesus, what is this? Okay, just give me fabricated information about the product, maybe like the contact or social handles or something, to help enhance the logo and the label for the product. So give me prompts to actually generate this to achieve the visual elements. So back to your question that you asked earlier, sir, you can see it is not like I have written out the prompt. On a norm, I could have done that. But the only prompt that I usually use, even when I'm working on a real life project, and I take this project a real life project because we are going to add it to our portfolio. You get, and this is how it actually works. So I intentionally not have my prompt. I have an ebook of prompts. I personally have an ebook of prompts. I'll share that to the class group later tonight, right? Oh, for every industry, it's not, I can't even say over, for like every industry you can think of. Yes, the prompts are inside that ebook. So I've not started selling it. It is actually for, for sale, but of course I can't sell it to my class students. So I'm going to be dropping the ebook tonight. You might not be able to go through everything, right? But whenever you think of an industry you're working, you're trying to work on, just go and search on that PDF document. It will give you prompts. It will help you, like, make your work faster and easier. Do you get? So another method is what we are doing right now. If you don't want to use your ebook, do you understand? So I'm giving you two different ways. You can just use the voice record, like what I'm doing right now, to just express yourself. And at the end of the day, if it is a prompt you want, tell it to give you a prompt. Do you understand? To generate, whatever you want. So now this is a prompt to generate the logo. Do you understand? This is a prompt to generate the logo. So let's copy the prompt, right? We'll copy the prompt, and then this is for the label design. But let's do the logo first. So let's choose the image section, the image model, and then we'll paste and then enter. Let's generate this. Okay, this is still going through. Okay, for label mockup. I didn't ask for label mockup, but it's all right, Charles. We are still getting there. But I didn't ask for label mockup yet. So, and I only asked you to just give me informations because we do not have all of this real business information. Do you understand? So, can you see the back label text, the ingredient, the storage? So that is why I said it is better when you use the voice feature. When you use the voice feature, you can express yourself. Just think and put it out. It will help you construct it properly. So okay, now it has given me all of that. So let's send this prompt and let's see what we have next. Okay. 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 So the product is actually generating. So this is the logo, right? This is the logo, and I think I love this. Nice one. I kind of love this. Of course, I can still go ahead to tweak, right? Or tweak. So that's the logo. We have our logo now, right? So label design prompt. Now let's use, I've copied the prompt for our label. Do you understand? I've copied the prompt for our label design. Take note of what I'm doing. I copied the prompt for our label, logo, the prompt for the label design. So what I want to do now is copy this logo and I am going to paste it inside this box here. Do you understand? I'm going to paste it inside this box. So let's do this. Open the bracket. I have also attached the logo, the Zubo Fresh logo. Zubo Fresh logo to use for the label design. Do you understand this? So I've attached the logo so that they can recognize it as the logo, right? And let's prompt. So let's see what happened here. Don't forget that ChatGPT is not perfect. They will also make mistake in image generation. So if like that prompt is not aligning very, very well, do you get it? So I'm just telling you this ahead. So not like every prompt is perfect. So let's see what comes up from here. Okay. Still polishing. Okay, almost done. Coming up. Yeah. So you have to be patient. So your network needs to be very fast when you're generating images or your video, you're working on your videos. So all of these things, you need to consider them. And don't forget, we are going somewhere. So we are going to get to the level of creating a commercial video for this product, like a commercial video for this product, right? And I'm going to show you before we finally, round up the class. I'm going to show you. Probably you might have seen it. I don't know. But I'm going to show you one of the products. So awesome! I love this label, guys. Are you seeing this? So you can see the focus. They use the logo. The additional information. Now, there is something that I want to request for. Right? So let's make use of this. Okay, ChatGPT, I love this, the product design, which you've done here. So now I want you to give me the back label format on the product. So, and make sure that you keep this consistent, you keep the consistency with the front product image also. So give me a prompt to achieve this. So let's see. Okay, so this is the back label strategy, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so now there is something, all right, good. Okay, so all of this should be in the back label. This is into your design. Okay. All right. So let's copy the prompts. Right. Let's copy the prompts. When we copy the prompts, then I can also open the brackets and then let's paste all of this. Do you understand? So let's do this, copy and then paste here. Do you get it? So once we do this, then let's save. Okay, so another thing I need to put a notice out is we are not streamlining to product alone, but we cannot work on product and service at the same time. Do you get it? So before we get into video or before we get into the main topic for the next class, we'll treat one particular service, service-based. Am I correct with that? Yeah, the service industry or something. Yes. So that we don't focus on product alone. But honestly, our primary focus, we kind of want to go with product because with product, you would see the result more. With videos, it will be so much, how do I put it? Because mostly for videos, it is either you have it in dialogue and story. So of course, we're going to touch all of those aspects. But what people are actually looking for right now is, there are a lot of businesses outside there, considering the business aspect of this training. A lot of people want to create product videos. Yes. And she is also here. She can tell you how many product videos I've created recently. So, and I'm going to show you some of those products also. Yes. All right. So you can see the back view of the product. Now, because of the information were kind of too much, so it had to make adjustments on the sticker. So this is the front. So can you see the front now? So if I still want to tweak the whole thing to make sure that it meets up, I might need to reduce the information, right? I might need to reduce the information on the back so that it can maintain the bottle size. So let's quickly try and see if we can just do that right now. Okay, so ChatGPT, the back view or back design product is quite okay, but there is a kind of adjustment which was too much. I want the back view of this product to actually meet up with the front view. Maybe it has to do with the products, the bottle size. So make sure you look into this and let's give me a proper prompt or a better prompt to generate this product, the back view product again. So don't forget, not necessarily to speak English, you can speak Yoruba, you can speak Igbo, whichever one you are convenient to. So, like, the bottom line is for us to get results. So, let's look at this again. Let's look at this again. Okay. Let's look at this. Not stretched or resized. So, but I'm quite sure it was because of the information. Yes, because of the information we imputed. So it's definitely going to stretch it. So, yeah, that's that. So let's see what we have next. So when we see what we have next now, we can then let's treat question and answers. And while I am going to show you a particular commercial that I have just created, not me actually, because I'm not the one that work on it. We just created. Yes. So let's see the output for this first. So mind you, you can see I didn't save the product image, right? But when you're working on your product, on your project, please save your images. Once you get the final output that you want, save your images. So when you do that, you can always bring them back again to work on it. So please, one thing I want to remind us is if you are not following us on our social media platform, please make sure you do that. Yes. So that is another way to encourage us and also stay glued to the content we are coming up with. So Sheyi, you can easily drop those links so it can be clickable from the text box. So let's wait for this to just give us what we are looking for. Okay, still didn't really adjust like we wanted, but it came back with the bottle. But what I see here is the camera was zoomed, and then the informations will have to be reduced if I want it to be in the exact fitting of that front size. But though it does not matter actually. So this is a mock-up product, right? So I'm quite sure that we understood what we've treated today, and by the next class we are going to be working on a service-based project, right? Before moving into storytelling, because I know that some of us we are waiting for that. So let me show you something that would kind of, I'm sharing the of my screen, so I'm sure you should be able to see the folder I am currently, working on. Okay. All right, so this is for Coca-Cola. Can you see my screen, everyone? Please, can you see my screen right now?
No, we cannot.
Oh, you can't see my screen. Wow.
The ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm actually moving outside ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm coming. Let me just see if I'm sharing. Okay, entire screen. Okay. All right, so I'm sure you can see now. Yeah, so you can see the scenes of images that are here, right? So let me show you from this. You can see this pop-up image. AI made this Coca-Cola ad. Can you see it? If you can see it, please give me your confirmation. So let me be sure you can see it. Hello.
We are answering. Yes, we can see you.
Okay, okay, awesome. So now, before I was able to, come up with this, can you see this? Yeah, I made this with Coca-Cola, the image generation. Can you see the background of the scene? You can see the character. You can also see this. You can see this, the consistency here. So this is actually a 6 scene commercial. Do you understand? Now, I'm going to show you, these are just the image versions, right? I'm going to show you the video. I'll play you the video now. Okay, here it is. So, can you hear the sound? Hello, everyone. Can you hear the sound?
No, we cannot.
Okay, so I need you to be able to let me turn on the enhanced screen sound. Awesome. Okay, great. So, let's take this back.
In a world where brands compete for attention, standing out takes more than just presence. But behind every powerful brand is a smarter system driving it. At Tech Signals, we combine creativity, data, and AI to build experiences that connect. And here's where the synergy happens. Look at these tech signals. We've hit a 20% engagement increase.
Excellent work.
Thank you. The Tech Signals approach has been revolutionary.
Absolutely.
And our growth has been faster than ever before.
Truly remarkable.
Building smarter is the key to faster growth.
Okay, so that was a very recent commercial that we created, and we are currently running an engagement ad on it, and it is doing very, very, very well. So there is another one that we also just worked on, the Flutter Wave. I'm not sure we've completed that. Okay, not sure we've completed that. Yeah. So let me show you some other AI projects. Okay, so like what we were doing now, working with the products, we actually did that for this brand. So you can see all of these products now on your screen, right? All of these products on your screen are products available in the market right now. Do you understand? And all of this mock-up were done, in fact, the designs too were done with AI. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to let you understand here is if you actually, pay attention and invest your time in this, it is going to, aside from you, trying to do a faceless YouTube channel or something, it is going to fetch you more income working with different brands, and which we have been doing. So this is not like maybe we just fabricated projects to be here. There are stuff that we've actually done. In fact, there are more, right? So, but just stay glued to the class because we are getting to unveil so many things. So, please don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, right? Do we have any question? Let's quickly treat that within the next 8 minutes. Any question, guys? Hello, any question? Mr. Henry, Madam Messi. Sorry, I can't pronounce some of those names there. I wish I can pronounce it. So, no question. For real. Does this imply that we all understood everything we've been working on?
Yeah, there's
Hello.
no question. There's no question. Hi.
Okay.
There's no question.
Okay, great. I'm able to treat the input you had earlier.
Okay, yes.
So the
Uh,
to unveil but basically, have I?
yes. Actually, it's been a very, very it's been remarkable so far because I've actually learned a lot. And the processes that you've been you've been showing us so far is actually some of the processes that I've been finding it difficult to figure out. And I've been uh
I'm
so
glad.
far so good. I figured out like a lot. These are the things that I was actually talking about. Those are the things that
Okay.
I was actually talking about. So I'm glad that the vision is becoming clearer, and I hope
It is.
before the end of the class or the section, it will be better than it
Of
used to.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
So that's all I can say for now.
Definitely.
But so far so good. It's been remarkable.
Awesome. Great. Glad to hear that.
Mm.
Madam Macy, Madam Ruth, I want questions. I want you to throw questions. But don't worry. In fact, I'm begging you for questions. And later you'll be the one to start begging me to answer. Because there are some places that you'll be so shocked. I'm not scaring you actually, but there are some, there is no project or there is no industry that does not have its technicalities. Yes. Yes, honestly speaking, forget the fact that I'm your tutor here. At some point, I'll be working on some projects. The prompts will want to run me crazy. And you know what I do? I will just shut down my system and just go. I'll go and play or go and just do something totally different from that and then come back. And the problem will be resolved. Do you understand? So I'm trying to also prepare your mind. Do you get it? I'm trying to prepare your mind, but I'm sure it's not the first time you'll probably be experiencing something like that too in your various industries. So yeah. But I would want us to go back to watch the video because you have an assignment, and the assignment is for you to pick a niche, maybe a product based, maybe a service based, a service based, right? And follow the exact step of what we've done tonight. So you have tomorrow to do that. And that is why we make the class like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that after each classes you have an assignment, and we expect you. We know that you might probably have a busy schedule, but see it as the fact that you are coming for a class 7 p.m. the next day. You are not coming, but use it to do your assignments. It's very, very important. And we'll be available on the group to drop your message or questions, to answer your questions and shed more light if you're having any difficulty. In fact, if you even message me in the midnight, I'm most likely to be online. Yes, thank you, guys. So,
Mr. Daniel, I have a question.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So my question is, aside building products, let's assume I create faceless content, probably storytelling. Maybe I have
Okay.
a page where I just want to create stories, and maybe I'm short of ideas or I'm short of content. How do I use AI to generate content for me as regards storytelling or videos for faceless content?
Mm, okay, for faceless content. Now, that is a very, it will take me, okay, I'll say how to shorten it, right? Within the next 3 minutes. So now, the simple thing for you to do, if it is video, right? If it is video and that video is on YouTube, go to YouTube. When you're watching the video, there's a section for transcripts on YouTube when you're watching any video. I don't know if you've come across it. There is a section for transcript, especially when you're on your PC, yes, or a big screen that is not just on your mobile phone, right? So there's a section for transcript. When you get to the transcript section, you can copy that transcript. Copy the whole transcript. That would be like maybe a brief of what that video is talking about, something like that, or like a timestamp. Are you getting it? So if you copy it, you take it to ChatGPT, and then you can prompt if it is a storyline like that you want to create, or maybe you already have your idea. You can paste that and open a bracket, input your own story idea, and then send it for your request, depending on what you want to achieve. Do you understand? But for the sake of benchmarking, That is what you can do for video. And it is best when that video is on YouTube, so that you can copy the transcript. When you copy the transcript and give it to ChatGPT, it understands, and then also include the YouTube link. Yes, include the YouTube link. So it helps it to be able to trace and read the video better. Then also help you give a better response. I hope that answers it. So of course, we are going to be doing something similar when we get to video, to commercials or something, to some maybe product videos. Yes, I'll show you how to get that better. So I hope this is clear. Okay, awesome. So in the absence of no question, we are going to be moving this class to the next day. And please, your assignment, I'm going to send the instruction of your assignment to the group so you can understand that better, right? So, and how to submit it would also be on the group. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight, and enjoy the rest of the day, I would say. Good night, everybody, from here.